What? Jeez. Huh. Are we live? Let's see. Wow, that's crazy. Lost access to Facebook. Oh, okay. Huh. All right. So we won't do this on Facebook. Had so many problems with Facebook. Wow. Someone wasn't happy with my in a stream or something. My personal Facebook got disabled. What? Doesn't even make sense. Man, there wasn't another reason to hate Facebook. There you go. So we are just live on YouTube and Twitch, and that's it. Catherine's on Twitch. I am currently waiting for Dean to show up, but I was just enjoying the Klay video. Look at him. So fun. Yeah.
What's up with y'all? I know. You had a good summer?
Nation.
I've been great, man. Yeah. Try to get back to it. I'm good. The GoPro? Yeah. We're doing some real filming and shit.
He said shit on the thing. Ah, Klay, you are funny. What else do we want to know? Just waiting for people to get on. Actually, there's a lot of you on here right now, but also waiting for people to get on. Actually, there's a lot of. Sorry about that feedback. Waiting for Dean. People we got on. Okay. All right. Man, you guys like Twitch, huh? Alex Irvine. Waiting for Dean. Where the heck is Dean? Let me text him. Dub Nation. Just enjoying the Klay video while we wait for people to just start chatting and stuff. There's Dean. You know, I would like to fast forward that video that you see. Oh, you got the notification.
Twitch. Congratulations, you're being so far. Here's your last mission, but before that,
all right, we're gonna bring Dean in. What's up?
Each picture tells a story.
Mr. Chambers.
How's it going?
Wow.
Is it Helen Makuhari?
First off,
what is Makuhari?
I was trying to show my.
Oh, this is a great place. This is a great place of the Klay video to pause for a moment. I'm gonna look up Makuhari. Makuhari. What is Makuhari? Oh, looks like a convention center outside Tokyo. No, it's at a Saitama Sports Center, which is where they had the Olympics.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it goes. Cormac Caroni with the assist right there. Cool. Let's gonna wait for the tweet. I mean, not the tweet, the comment to come into YouTube there. Thank you, Cormac Caroni. Cormacaroni. Oh. So what was I gonna do? Oh, as we talk about everybody, why don't we start with Klay, because this is what I want to show you guys. Right here, he is going to reminisce on the first instance of China Klay. All right, so let's just listen in on this real quick.
You know, everyone knows I got this sweet jump shot, but I try to show them I could jump like Vince Carter or something. And I learned quickly I can't. Almost completed 360 that day. Didn't come close, but I tried my hardest. And that's what is really important. So to all the fans out there, it's not about the result. It's about the effort, as you will get.
Dean, you got something in the background?
What do you mean?
I hear some feedback. Maybe it's me. You hear any feedback?
What's it sound like?
Like there's a loud phone. That sounds like that. Do you hear that?
I didn't hear anything. No. Here. Did it go away?
Yeah.
Oh. Try turning off the fan here. Sorry about that, Rich.
Okay, cool. So let me finish the thought on Klay.
Yeah.
It could be your mic or something where it's, do you have, maybe it's me. I thought I muted my stream of this. Do you have this broadcast on YouTube?
No.
Because it's repeating, I think, or it could be me. Interesting. All right. Well, did you hear that? That's crazy. Okay. Let me just fix this. Turn off my microphone. Turn it back on. All right. No, I still hear the feedback. So I'm going to get out of this window right here. Close. Does that work? No, I still hear something, but we're just going to deal with it. Oh, well. It doesn't make any sense here. Maybe it's just quit out of Zoom. What else is going on here? All right. So we were talking about Klay. And right here is basically
Be successful if you put in as much effort as you possibly can. Today was not one of those days for me, though. I fell right on my back. It went viral. But at least I put myself out there and attempted, because I did end up completing the 360 just a few days later.
So that was, I think, one of the first times. Man, I can really hear that. One of the first times that Klay was comfortable with himself. So then I want to on the Warriors Instagram. Is it the Warriors Instagram? There's Klay is let me find it. Instagram.com. Warriors. Talking about Klay here. Where is it? Oh, we saw that one already. I think it was on NBA, maybe. So I'm going to show you Here we go. Here's Klay on going to Japan. Oh, hold on. Let me log into that. How's everything else going for you, Dean?
Oh, feeling better. I was sick last time you were doing a stream. A little respiratory problem, but feeling a lot better now. Yeah, I appreciate the Japanese aspect to this. Obviously, work with a lot of Japanese people at my restaurant job.
Ooh, nice.
So it's fun to see a little bit of Japan.
Absolutely. Okay.
How about you, Rich? How you been, man?
Oh, hanging in there. A lot of media to cover, especially on media day. That
Yeah.
was nuts. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm here and I survived that, and it was good because there's a lot of content. And here we go. We're going to share that window again. So now we have NBA right here, right? So the first instance of China Klay, I think that's when Klay was comfortable with himself. Missed dunk in front of the whole world. Now he can just ad lib and it's funny stuff.
Talk
Watch
about
this.
scaffolding, anything.
Can't wait to eat some authentic sushi straight from the source. The Japanese invented the best ever of the seafood origin. And I'm excited to see the architecture. I've heard incredible things about the city itself. I want to see old Japan as well. I want to go shopping. I love a lot of Japanese brands. I'm just really excited, man. Part of the world I've never been to, but I heard amazing things.
So yeah.
Go to Daiso or something.
The best invention of what do you say? Of seafood.
Seafood origin.
Best invention of seafood origin. I'm gonna put that in a compilation video that leads up to everybody going on the plane. You can actually see some of the clips and the photos of guys, actually just the photos of guys going into the airplane today. And right now they're still in the airplane because I believe that had to be at I don't know, 1 o'clock or something, 5, 6, 7 hours ago. So they're still on their way to Japan. But I'm looking forward to compiling all those videos together, especially of Klay. And then the title is going to be Klay with the quote, the best origin of the best invention calls Japan the best inventor of the seafood origin, or sushi calls sushi the best invention of the seafood origin.
What a quote, man. I don't know how you could be a journalist around the Warriors and not try and go to Klay every single time he's around. Just like it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. If I can get a Klay quote, it's gonna be gold. Because everything that dude says is amazing. Yeah, he could have said, "I love sushi," but he didn't. He said it's the best invention of seafood origin.
Exactly. He's so comfortable with himself. Let's go back to the YouTube because
God.
Let's go back to where was it? Klay, where are you? Videos. This one. Let's get through the ads real quick. Ads in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we got 2 more seconds on this, and we'll go back to Klay. There's that part where he dances again. So I love how YouTube now has the timestamps like right on the video. That's unbelievable technology.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So simple.
You guys got to check out these gold shoes. These are pretty nice. Let's just skip up to here. It comes in a case. He's going to wear this on ring night, guys.
Thank you so much. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Man, thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate it. That's right. Nice. That is so great.
Oh, did he open it or did he close it? Yeah, he's opening it now. Look at those. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I
going
like
to wear
it.
the ring night and then wait for him to get up and dance. He's just so comfortable just dancing this silly dance.
Rings.
There he goes again. What is that?
Nice. Let's see that moonwalk, man. Yeah.
What the heck
To
is
everyone
that?
rocking with the KT8, I appreciate
Dance
you.
again here.
You
He
will
did
not be
that
let down, and you will
on
shoot
Media
to the
Day
best of
next
your
to the
ability,
trophies.
But you must remember to
It's
never
in our
stop
other
shooting.
video
Go Dubs.
out on
4
social as
times
well.
on the quest to 5. Let's go.
And there he goes. He's going to dance again. What is that? It's hilarious.
Oh,
By the
man.
Kevon Looney has a new logo. Let's run this in the background. I wanted to tell everybody, Anta, man, they're doing stuff that's like Nike like. Look at these commercials. Look at it's just really high class. And by the way, those shoes, it is based on his boat. If you saw that.
Well, hopefully it'll be smooth sailing from now on, you know?
Exactly. So it's based on his boat. And then Looney has a new logo, of all people. This is all in Chinese.
的一些打法和火力的这个感觉，然后大家可以看到，其实这个鞋子上会有一些包括5啊8改成的一个5字，其实也是他的这个球衣的号码，然后包括后跟会有一个
Boom! I got to screenshot this. Let's screenshot this and then put it on social.
Oh, this is for Loon?
For Looney. Looney has a logo because he's with Anta as well.
Ah.
All right, so
nice. I like it.
Fortnite dancing. Okay, that's what that is. Yes.
Thank you, Amy. It's Fortnite dance. Yeah. Yeah. Us two old school people wouldn't know that. Thank you. Rage not.
Wait, why is that
Raganaut?
On right side of YouTube? Any problems with this live? I hope not. Let me check. Make sure I turn this off. Good. Unmute. Top chat, live chat. Yeah, cool. These shoes are designed to absorb the force he puts on the legs. Wow. Cool. So what do we want to talk about, people? Because the game, we have a game coming up in exactly what? Wednesday, 6:30, Thursday, 6:30. 2.5 days. So then it'll be 48. What's half of that? 48 plus 12, 60-ish hours or less. We have a game.
What time is it on?
We have 3 a.m. Pacific time. We also have the training camp roster. Can you guys see that? Let's see. Yeah. Why don't we just go down one by one? Let's see. Patrick Baldwin is number 7, 6'9". Jason Dumas got a little footage of him. Jason Dumas of Cron TV got a little footage of Patrick Baldwin shooting around. Maybe we'll have that on the channel eventually. Donte DiVincenzo. Dean, you've been high on this guy from the get-go. And
yeah,
Sure enough, he got praise from Andre Iguodala. He got praise from Steve Kerr. Everybody loves this guy. He fits right in. It's funny what Andre said. Andre was like, like certain white guys you expect to, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, certain white guys you expect to, not be that good, but he's actually a good white guy player. That's Andre saying that. It's in the
Andre with his Malcolm X stuff all the time. You got to respect it though.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked DiVincenzo. I kind of found out about him because we had Eric Paschall and Omari Spellman, and those two won a college championship with DiVincenzo at Villanova, and that's how I kind of found out about him. And I liked, there are plenty of guards who can dribble and shoot a little bit and pass, but I really liked his rebounding and his defense. I thought that was, and he just had the kind of large shoulders, made me think that he was able to play multiple positions defensively. I really appreciated that about him. And then listening to him speak, he just seems like a great fit for the Warriors. That kind of mix of like that Steph Curry kind of like almost arrogantly confident and super humble at the same time. And so I hope that, I hope that he can stay healthy, and he's won. He has a college championship. I think he might have two actually. And he won a championship with the Bucks. So that's a great pickup for the kind of money that we're paying for him. It's actually kind of I feel a little bit of a championship pickup. Like I'm not sure we could have gotten him for that price if we hadn't at least made the finals.
Yep. I also wanted to add, Andre Iguodala in his interview yesterday said about Donte, he said he had the most minutes played when the Bucks won the finals. I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked it up. Why don't we look it up? Let's just look it up. BKRef.com, Donte DiVincenzo.
Yeah, I think he was hurt in the finals, so it must have been
regular season. So yeah, must be regular season.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that was the 2021 season.
Yeah.
66 games played. Man, that sucks. He played 66 regular season games. Then he got injured.
Yeah. 3 games in to the playoffs. But hey, he got the ring, man. It counts.
Yeah, so let's check it out. Total minutes. Right here. 1,814 minutes. Let's take
so if you go to the 2021 Bucks, if you just go to 2021 Bucks rather than player by player, I think you can look up the totals.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, let's go to totals.
Totals, yeah. There we go. Minutes played.
He's 5th. So I don't know.
I remember Iguodala mentioning something about that. I can't remember the specific thing that he said.
What, Andre?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've actually got it in the timestamps. I just remembered that. So if I go back to the channel.
Oh, he's back, by the way. I don't know if you guys already talked about that, but I'm psyched. I love having Iguodala on the team. I just
haven't.
Like, I don't care really what he does.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I don't really care what he does in the regular season all that much, but just the kind of, the Haslam kind of coaching role, the kind of safety blanket, and also being a little, I hate to say this, but being a little bit of a Draymond whisperer, that's vital. That's vital to this team right now. And more than anything else too, like the more time we can get between Iguodala and Kuminga, the happier I'll be, because having Iguodala like get in Kuminga's ear, and like if we can get Jonathan Kuminga to think the game like Andre Iguodala, that's a superstar, man. He's gonna be an all-star if he does that. Like no question.
Just said that's an awesome way to put it. If we can get Jonathan Kuminga to think like, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
If we can get Jonathan Kuminga to think like Andre Iguodala, good Lord, that's a heck of a projection right there, Dean. I love that.
Thank you, man.
That is something I can really get behind.
Well, it's the same thing with Wiseman and Looney, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of that same principle. Although Looney's much younger, obviously.
Where's the Donte quote? Darn it, I can't find it in here. Of course, I wrote a lot, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. I must have just accidentally skipped it. 16, 26, playing for the love. Oh, wow. What the heck? I don't have the whole transcription in there. That's crazy. I have it though, and I'm gonna fix it now. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of upset at myself.
Oh man, it's all good. It happens.
It
happens.
So a bunch of people will not have known 1420. Yeah. Oh, 1628, 1827. What? Why did it do that? Oh, you know what it was? I know what it was. Ran out of characters. So, but it's in the I need to score more part. So let's go to the I need to score more part, because he'll just segue right into Donte. So listen to this. This is awesome.
Was done just about everything in your career. Where did you miss, like on the court? What is it, like passing, playing defense, dunking? Like what's something that you're like, I look forward to doing that again on the court?
On the court? No, I need to score more. I'm actually looking forward to that. Because normally I'm just, trying to help a guy like Donte. I've been talking to him. I'm like, he's really good. And, I have this funny thing with white players where it's like, yo, it ain't too many of y'all that are really good. But he's good. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, you one of the white guys that can actually, like, you belong at like a high level. It's white guys that belong, but like he's really good. And so I think he kind of went through it where he was playing like the year they won a championship. I think he led the team in minutes. Like no one knows that. And he started, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Moses and Jonathan Kuminga, he went from starting, and then the next year, he had a crazy injury, and then it kind of like, confidence can just throw you off a little bit. And then last year he's trading, he's on a trade block, and he's trying to figure out what's going on with the team he's been with, not even a team he just got traded to. And then he gets traded, and he's trying to figure out his career, and then now he's a free agent. He was looking at a bigger contract, and now he's kind of in limbo. But I think here is a place where he can kind of reestablish himself. Like Jeff Green went through it. He was on the minimum, then he went back up to, he's got a nice size contract. JaVale McGee went through it. And like, these are real NBA players that for some reason, the perception again, kind of, it gets the best of those guys. So, going back to me scoring more, but he's the guy that I'm going to feed him on purpose, because, he can do a lot for us. And as many opportunities as I can give him, I am. And it's going to help other guys see what he can do as well. But, other than him and some of my young guys, I'm looking forward to, just getting back on the court and looking to score more.
Man.
I like how he talked about scoring and then immediately talked about another player who's going to help try and score. This is totally Iguodala. You can't do it. Like, I'm going to shoot. Actually, DiVincenzo should shoot more,
Crazy. I loved the whole interview. If you guys ever get a chance, there were so many topics. And the first part was about him coming back, and he got he did 2 sessions of the Peloton, and then he realized that he ain't in that bad of shape. And then he talks about all these things, like if we're going to Orlando for an away game, I'm making sure that I connect with these businessmen that are based in Orlando, because that'll help him off the court and in the future. And then he got into this whole thesis about how the NBA's younger players are having shorter careers because of things happening to Jonathan Kuminga. This chatter about he's not focused and you're writing him off already. Or the example he gave was mentioned Kobe Bryant. He mentioned Kobe Bryant. He even said, we remember what happened in Utah. Remember, we've talked about that, Dean. Every time we talk about Kobe as a youngster, I remember those 3 straight air balls against Utah in the playoffs. Everybody, in case you didn't know, Dean is from Salt Lake. So his second favorite team is the Utah Jazz, or vice versa, whatever. But anyway,
and my dad's from LA, so grew up a Lakers fan. So that was a huge like clash of family teams, you know. But yeah. No one else would take those shots though either. No one else would shoot the ball. Kobe shot it and missed.
And so not just Kobe, but also saying that if you criticize a guy for hitting the rookie wall, can we just let him hit the rookie wall? That's essentially what Andre was saying in the earlier speech, before that part, early in the interview. So, man, just some knowledge and wisdom. So I wrote that up and I put it on our website, and I called it a Jay-Z day. Why? Because Jay-Z is like that. He's the rapper / mogul. But also they were playing Jay-Z down in the basement, Oracle Performance Center. A lot of Jay-Z was being played, and that's actually on the channel. If you go look at it, the workout, I went through the trouble of splicing out various parts to make it not banned by YouTube.
Yeah, copyright and everything. Yeah.
All right. Well, so what about this next question? What do you think about Andre saying our second unit might be better than last year? Well, he also prefaced that by saying that I don't mean to downplay last year's bench, but they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's a much younger bench. I would say this, it's more talented and less experienced. You know, we had a lot more like Gary and Otto and Belly. You know, those are dudes almost 30 years old. You know, they had a lot of experience around the NBA, and they were like really high level role players. You know, this bench unit with again, it's going to be Poole, DiVincenzo, Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman. You know, that's extremely talented, but those guys aren't meant to be role players. You know, they're meant to be kind of rising young players who hopefully will develop into stars, right? Like the most role player among them is DiVincenzo, and he's way more of I don't know what you call it, a high usage kind of player or something like that. You know what I mean? Give me the ball, put the ball in my hands, and I can do something with it, rather than like let me know my spot. Let me
that's what
set
Andre
a screen here or whatever. Like,
I don't know if you saw the clip,
really?
But Andre said, yeah, everyone's talking about, oh, we need to get Kuminga, pick and roll, get the ball in his hands, blah, blah, blah. But he said everybody forgot that last year JK got all these dunks. It was off of cuts. Offense. So anyways.
Yeah.
I love how you brought that up.
I would love to.
Because that's what Andre.
I would love to. Yeah. I would love to see Kuminga really, really work on his off-ball movement even more than he already has been. I think that'd be amazing for him, because a lot of young players with that level of athleticism think they need the ball in their hands, but dribbling actually kind of limits a lot of athletic ability, doesn't it? It slows you down a lot. So, give the ball to JP or DiVincenzo. They'll find you. They can't. So I guess I'm very excited about this bench. I don't think it'll be as consistent, but I think the peaks will be way higher than last year. Like the peak potential of that bench unit could be like basically a second starting lineup. But they're super young and they don't have, other than JP, they don't even have a lot of playoff experience. Even DiVincenzo, because he was hurt. But man, I mean, what about Wiseman, Rich? What are we going to get out of him if he's at his best?
We'll see on Friday. There are so many. That's what I love about this team. That's why we should have so much gratitude for this team, because there's so many elements of it that are very, very exciting. I mean, you talk about the foundational six, but now you talk about this bench unit. I think that's what Andre sees. He sees like, wow, these kids, after a few years from now, I mean, this is the beginning of something that could be really cool. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, just the fact that we didn't trade the picks or any of the young guys for an already established star.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a risky move. It really was, but it worked. And now we'd never have to apologize for it ever because we got a ring, But now you can watch a team where your starting point guard's Steph and his backup's Jordan Poole. Starting shooting guard is Klay Thompson, backup is DiVincenzo, and then Wiggins and Moody, Draymond and Kuminga, Looney and Wiseman. That's crazy.
Sick.
That's crazy. And you got some fun. You got Jermichael Green and Iguodala and Rollins and PBJ and some other interesting vets and young guys.
I haven't even mentioned did you say Jermichael? Because Jermichael's in there
at
the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's exciting. So Friday's
it's very exciting.
Friday, and okay. Granted, let's. This is going to be a preseason game, so I mean, we might see some third stringers, and there's 20 guys on the team. So even then, McClung is pretty fun to watch. We already know that. Trevion Williams can pass the ball.
I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Don't know about Pat Spencer too much, but like we get down way to the bottom of the barrel of the training camp roster. It's still super entertaining to watch. These are two, like, I think we can't miss these games. 3 a.m. Man, I'm going to just wake up. I'm there for sure.
Sure. Yep. Get some caffeine pills or something like that, and just buzz right through it.
Yeah. That's a little crazy, but yeah.
Kevon Looney will not get the respect he finally deserves. The Warriors are not getting the respect they deserve. It's all good though. We'll keep it on the DL. Let people count us out by January. They will, I think, And
that's good.
The only thing that matters is that we're nice and healthy, and keep up the good and energy going into the playoffs. That's what's most important.
There's a part of this interview with Steve that talks about Looney that was so good. So good. So we got to listen to it. 7:10 mark right here. Let's do it.
Steve, you've had Kevon his entire career. Just go through what's the evolution of his career since you've seen it all, and what's the experience like just coaching him over this time?
Well, the growth is the main thing. The first 2 years of his career, he had 2 hip surgeries, barely played. We didn't pick up his option. Didn't really see this coming, but it's a great reminder of perseverance and professionalism and maturity. And Loon has just done such a great job of learning how to be a pro. And now he's as good a pro as there is in the whole league. Every morning I come into my office, I look down, Loon's doing yoga in the corner of the gym by himself. He's learned how to take care of his body. He's learned how to deal with the adversity of different injuries, illnesses. He's had to change his diet, change his routine, but he's done all that. And he's also learned how to play from Draymond, from Andre, learned how to play with Steph and Klay, and now he's incredibly valuable to us. So I love that evolution because it's a great reminder that to the other young guys on the team that this is what it takes. It's that level of commitment.
Even as you've seen him grow, though, was there a level of surprise, if not astonishment, at what he was able to do in the postseason for you guys last year?
Yeah. I mean, he became an elite rebounder, which he hadn't been before. His finishing around the rim, remember a couple of years ago, there were a whole lot of pump fakes, and now he's figured out how to sort of sneak that lay-in into the hoop before the defense can get there, just with maybe a quick pump fake and a dribble and to the other side of the rim, using his body to shield the shot blocker. All this stuff comes with experience, and for him to take that leap, it just shows you how hard he's worked, and what he means to the team now is pretty dramatic. The screen setting, the ball handling, all the DHOs he runs with the guards to get them shots. Loon is crucial player for us.
How much teaching are you?
Love it, man. I wrote on the website that you could have just put what Steve said in Looney's Wikipedia, and we'd be done. All
Absolutely.
right.
I always liked the Warriors, probably since Steph and Monte were around, but I wasn't really closely following them until about 2019, right? I've said this before. And Kerr kept talking about Looney when he was real hurt in 2020. It's like, okay, people are saying, hopefully Loon can add a 3-point shot and whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I gotta say, there's something about the way Looney decided to develop like himself that I really respect too, and that he kind of told everyone to shut up and leave him alone. He knew what the team needed, which was just an old school. I don't care if I get a touch or not. I'm going to rebound the hell out of this basketball. I'm going to set skull-crushing screens, and I'm always going to be in the right place. He's become a really, really good passer. I don't know if that's been talked about enough, but really good passer. And you end up getting a guy who put in, 24, 26, and 22 rebounds against the Grizzlies. And he saved us against the Celtics in over and over again. Like a lot of those Steph Curry shots, a lot of the winning the battle against such a large athletic team. Like we absolutely would not have made the finals without Kevon Looney. We wouldn't have. And we won the championship with him.
Totally agree. And the great part about all this, guess who gets to watch Looney every single day?
We do, man.
Youngster, James Wiseman. So he gets to learn from not just osmosis, but actually working with him. And we had a tiny bit of negativity on the Wiseman versus Looney practice views. People were seeing all the little clips of Looney. He blocked Wiseman's shot, scored on Wiseman a few times. Man, I think it's a combination of the impatience with Wiseman, obviously, that a lot of haters have, and a lot of generally negative people on social media might have for Wiseman, but also people forget how good Looney is. Like those.
Yeah, it's
exactly
disrespectful
what
to
he
Looney.
said.
Like,
Yep.
a lot of other great centers aren't scoring easily on him either. Like he's kind of supposed to shut down James Wiseman, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. And all those little fakes that he does now. That
Not
Steve
shut him down.
does. Man, those are some moves that Wiseman will likely have later.
Mm-hmm. And Wiseman, to be fair, there are things that he should pick up from Looney. I don't expect him to have the same playing style as Looney. The dude can shoot threes. Honestly, I think he could have a crossover against, at least against other bigs. That's pretty. Like he's gonna be more of a large perimeter scorer type. What Wiseman is, he's not going to be that.
Yeah.
Friday, role playing,
baby. Can't wait.
Yeah.
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 Oh gosh. Wiseman.
All you people in East Asia and Australia and everything, enjoy your day. We'll be watching in the middle of the night.
All right. What do we got next? By the way, you got to leave no later than an hour from now. So that's all we got left, which is good. I don't want to stretch myself too thin. I love the quote from Steve saying when he shows up to the coach's room upstairs, looks down, he sees Looney doing the yoga by himself. So Looney has learned how to take care of his body, what he needs to get done, and just like you said, the focus on himself. And man, it's just an honor to have a guy like that on the squad. Who would have thought? What pick was he again? Do you remember? Kevon Looney.
I think he was either like 30 or 30th. I think he was late first round.
Yeah, 30th.
30th.
Last pick of the first round.
Out of UCLA?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, we're so lucky to have Loon. I mean,
goes back to that championship DNA type stuff. And him coming to his own in the which Houston series? Was it the first one or the second one? 20.
So he was on the team in 2016, played a little bit in 2017, got bigger in 2018, and then they put him in instead of Kevin Durant for that kind of death lineup in 2019. So 18-19 is when both of those seasons when he kind of took off, if I remember correctly.
Sorry, it had to be 2018 when I don't think we didn't have Durant, right? For one of those.
Well, that was 2019. Durant was hurt.
All right. You're probably right. You look it up. Man, Looney came in and it was like I was floored by how well he played against Houston in that one.
And I think he's even way better than that now,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He's really grown a lot.
There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We beat him 4-2. Maybe it was this one.
So KD got hurt in game 4, I think. He turned around and grabbed his calf.
Yeah, I must be looking at the wrong. Yeah, I am looking at the wrong one. 2019. I think Kevin was injured against maybe it was game 6, Houston. There it is.
He got hurt in game 5.
Okay. You're right. I think Kevon came into his own the year before that when we had to beat Houston in 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to remember Yeah, here we go. So game 7. There he is, started.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just went small, right? Who was the usual starter? Yep.
It would have been
Steph, Klay, Dre, KD, and Looney was the 5. Incredible.
Did they replace McGee with Loon
I think that was, yeah, that's what they had to do.
in 2018? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just looking back here.
Man,
Yeah.
Bob Myers is really, really good at his job, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Second that. I'm trying to see when they made the lineup switch. I'm on game 3 now. So we had Andre was starting, and then we went with Looney.
That's right. Iguodala got hurt in that series. That's why Draymond said it went to 7. I forgot about that. Because they're up, what, 3-2, right? Or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, I guess Chris Paul got hurt too, but you know.
And speaking of Draymond and Andre at the 52 mark, there was a quote from
Floyd
Andre.
Conger. I love it.
Quote from Andre said that he remembered way back early last season. Draymond said something to the effect of, in practices and scrimmages, Andre Iguodala is picking us apart. So Andre was talking about how he got advice from Rick Celebrini, and they mapped out a plan for this season in terms of how to keep him, in
for this upcoming season, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool little quote too. I can find that for us because it's worth hearing. Because that was one of the all-time great interviews, I think, just because all the little nuggets that Andre brought up. So let me look at the stamps.
Well, he's one of the, there are some players who just kind of know what to do, and then there are other players who can really explain it, right? Like, not to bring up my Utah roots too much, but Darren Williams is a pretty good, all-star caliber point guard in Utah. He went to John Stockton, said, what do you think? And Stockton was like, oh, yeah, pretty good. You're doing pretty well. And Williams was like, thanks. He's like, do you want to hear my suggestions? And went on for like an hour and a half, just like, I would do this here, do that there. And like, seriously, an hour and a half of just like breaking down the game into like the atomic level, I feel like Iguodala, he sees not just what you did or what you should have done, but like why you did what you did and why you don't know what you didn't know too. Just an incredible basketball mind for that type of stuff. Really. Whenever I hear him talk about it.
He's so one of a kind when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just mind-boggling. That would be like, they should mic him up. They really should mic him up, and it would be, as a, it would, if Kobe was still around and still doing the details, Andre would be a guest, and there would be one episode.
Oh yeah,
just dedicated to Andre. That's how high of an IQ he's got. It's insane. Look at Anthony with all the detailed remembrances on when we were looking at Looney. Third quarter, man. Wow.
Third quarter, yep.
I was there at the game.
I have to rewatch that, Anthony.
I was busy trying to get in the right spot, which I did. That was some great footage. Houston's a great place to get behind the scenes stuff.
Really, why?
But then, because the locker room part, it's very, very amenable to seeing a whole bunch of people. Both
I never
home
think
and
about it. That's great. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you, Rage Nut. So let's look at this Andre quote. I'm going to just go ahead and run about a minute of it, maybe a minute and a half. This is some great stuff. So you're going to get Rick Celebrini, and then the part where Draymond said Andre's picking us apart, and then a little bit about Steph not having to be Superman. And I got 16 more seconds of advertisements here. Skip.
In your own mind, at least, sort of have an idea of how much you'll need to back off in terms of games and stuff?
Yeah, I think that was something that I haven't spoke about as much, but that was probably the largest factor. Like, I actually sat down with Rick. I don't even know how to say Rick's last name. Celebrini. I should know this. I see him every day. But with Rick, he actually sat down and he kind of mapped out a plan. And had he not mapped out that plan, I wouldn't have been as comfortable. And it made perfect sense. And he and I have been through a lot in terms of like injuries and, you know, KD and this thing and that thing and just seeing the other guys. And, you know, we had Klay been out for 2 years and he's dealing with that. So he's seen it all. And then he was an athlete himself. So he had a really good plan. And I think that's what kind of sealed the deal.
Can you help us understand, like, what happens to, you know, the body of an athlete? I mean, from our side of the table, you look fine, but it looks like you can play, but you obviously have to manage that. What happens when you get to this young age of yours?
Yeah, I mean, you just, like, last year was a perfect example. Like, I started off so fast out the gate. Like, I was really good and I was playing really well. And then I even had practices. Like, I remember one practice, Draymond was like, Andre Iguodala is picking us apart. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, I had some really strong days and they were early on. And then I had like major setbacks because, you know, you log in a larger load on the body and then it's just not recovering as fast. So now, you know, you're trying to fight it out as opposed to just, you know, it's December. So take a week off as opposed to taking half a day and then jumping right back in, and it just started to compound on top of each other. And once you get there, it takes that to get a bulging disc, or it's like that where the knee swells up and you got to get it drained 4 or 5 times. And each time you get it drained, it takes longer to get back. And then things you just can't predict. Whereas to now, we're going to have a better plan as, you know, like what's the most important part of the season and then taking it slower. Like we have the luxury with, you know, some of the way the young guys are playing. We had some really good signings in the offseason with Donte, with Michael. You know, Moses is looking really good. Obviously, we have high expectations for Kuminga. So, you know, we have some pretty good depth that we can really, we don't have to put too much pressure on Steph, Klay, you know, Wiggs, and we'll still be fine. You know, so it's looking like our second unit is a little bit stronger, you know, and that's not a knock on what we had, but I think we had to, like, before games last year, we would say, all right, we need Steph to be Superman tonight. And I think we don't have to rely on that as much, and he's still going to be him, but I think that's going to be an added luxury for us.
A lot of information. Love it. So we might see Dre take a week off in the middle of December. All good, man. Just be there.
I always worried a little bit when he dunked last year too, because I felt like each dunk would keep him out about a week or so, you know. So maybe just go for the layups, Andre.
Yeah.
There. I think that point though that he made right at the end about not needing Steph to be 2021 or even last year's, you know, just like the only guy who's really initiating the offense at a super high level. Because I think Jordan really grew a lot with that. You know, again, you and I have talked a lot about, like, hey, you know, we need somebody else who can actually run the offense like Steph. I think Jordan, again, with health, hopefully, should be able to do that more. I'm really interested to see, like, if we can almost actually get Curry out of that shooting guard role that he plays a lot, at least during the regular season, more, and see if we can put him back into that kind of more point guard role that he played, especially with like KD on the team. You look at obviously 2015 in the finals. Those final 3 games is like averaging 28 points a game. 2016, 30 points a game in the regular season. 2019 again is 30 points in the finals. This last year was 30 points a game in the finals. But with KD, 2017 and 18, he was averaging a lot more assists and rebounds and everything, really kind of allowing him to play the point guard position a little bit more. I wonder if almost the depth will be able to let him play that way. Because we're going to have to give a lot more minutes to guys like Moody and Kuminga and Wiseman and players like that, And hopefully Wiggins, a player that maybe we haven't talked about enough in the offseason, but I hope Wiggins keeps up his. I mean, it would really help if he played in the regular season the way he played in the playoffs. Obviously I prefer to have that in the playoffs versus not have it in the playoffs and have it in the regular season. But, I think even he has just the confidence and everything. I think even he, ought to be able to pick up a little bit more of that scoring burden, So I think that's a very important point in how this season's going to develop for us.
Yes, sir. I had you listed on social media, actually really just Twitter. But I'm calling you. You have a new nickname. You're Dean of Positivity. You're the Dean of Positivity, Chambers, who doesn't have social media, which makes it more. It's just more believable that you have a lot of positivity because.
Well, I scream all my terrible takes into my pillow instead, rather than posting them for the world to see.
So, again, the game is Friday at 3 a.m. Salute to us. Appreciate you, Sid. If you email me, I'll get to you soon, Sid. But let's go back to Mary B. Is it Mary Babers by any chance? Don't know. That would be cool if it was. What happened to Gui Santos? Yeah, I don't know. And I guess nobody really got a chance to ask Bob Myers. But this is our training camp roster, and I would just guess that Gui is going to go play in Brazil. So then the next question would be, why isn't he playing G League? So that would be, I think, a fair question to ask somebody in the Warriors organization.
It could, just as a guess. Obviously, I don't have any inside information or anything, but it could be a type of draft and stash sort of thing, where if he's playing in the G League, that would make him more available to other teams, right?
You might be right. You might be right on that because technically, well, I would guess as a draft pick of the Warriors that he would have call-up rights. But I do think that the stash part, the draft and stash, you do actually want to stash so that it just doesn't get complicated. Like, I mean, I guess it sucks for Gui Santos because he would want to maximize his value wherever he goes. And as we're speculating on this, if that is true, that exposure in G League would would expose somehow the Warriors to more things, more options, because you can trade call-up rights to a guy. So maybe they just want to avoid all of that. And I don't know if they would have call-up rights immediately for Gui Santos if he went to G League. I'm not sure. I have asked around, but nobody's gotten back to me on that.
It would be interesting to know though, because I really did like his skill set mixed with his I guess just his body type or physique or whatever. Well, he was a good passer and shooter and moved fluidly for a pretty large. He's what, 6'7", something like that.
Speaking of body type and physique, if you go to, let's just do it. Let's go to Instagram.com. I forgot what his handle is, so I'll just Google it. Gui Santos 4. I mean, you talk about physique. I mean, look at that. 6-pack, cut like crazy. Pretty good physique, in my opinion. Like, once he hits the Warriors training staff people, oh man, they'll get the right amount of bulk versus flexibility and stuff. Man, he's chiseled already. He's chiseled.
Yeah, there's
already.
also just the fluidity on the court too. Like you could see guys who are really like Dwight Howard or whatever, but I wouldn't say he was super. I mean, maybe that's not the best example, but there's just kind of a fluidity of moving with the ball, without the ball, and everything that he had that that I don't know. I just was kind of intrigued with what he could do on the team, but I'm not complaining. We got a lot of young, exciting players. I do wonder if there will be a 15th player signed, though. Do you know anything about that, Rich? Just because the whole tax implications and whatever.
I thought that was Andre. I can do my usual count. Pretty sure.
Oh,
Andre
we got the 10.
15. Well, Mac McClung, his is a non-guaranteed, so they'll probably cut him after this, unless he goes balls out. If Mac McClung plays to the delight of a la Gary Payton II, then if he turns heads like that, then maybe we'll go with 15. But otherwise, he is susceptible of all the guys to get cut because he's on an Exhibit 9. He's on an Exhibit 9 contract, which is like an Exhibit 10 is the G League thing where you get the bonus playing for G League for a few months. And so he doesn't have that part. But yeah, maybe we do only have 14 regulars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nope, that's 15.
Yeah, because Rollins, Iguodala, Michael Green, and PBJ.
Rollins is 14. Yep.
Yeah.
Rollins, JaMychal, Andre. Well, let's go top to bottom. Steph, Klay, Wiggs, Dre, Wiseman, Looney, Wiseman, sorry. Poole is the 7th. Kuminga, Moody, Donte. Baldwin is 11. Andre, JaMychal 12. Rollins 13. Andre 14. Yep.
Yeah.
So we do have a spot available for regular.
I wonder if we'll fill it this year or if it'll be just a tax thing.
There you go.
I always want one more guy personally, but it's not my money.
I think Roger hit the nail on the head right there. A drafted player has to be paid the league minimum if he is in the G League. That's why then. Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, that explains it. Because you're saving a few million. Why would you pay so much for a guy that you're still developing? So yeah, just stash him.
I still hope he gets a chance, though. I haven't heard about Justinian
I
Jessup
mean,
in
next year,
a year and a
or
half either, you know?
unless they, something happens and we need him to, I guess, be called up or something.
Who?
Sort of not officially called up, but we need him for some reason. But I just why not
Well,
just wait?
sometimes those international players, their contracts are a little harder to like a G League player you can kind of take up anytime during the regular season. International guys, I'm not sure that's always the case, though. Is the other thing.
Yeah,
Like it's
well,
not an NBA contract. So I don't know.
No, I mean I'm pretty sure Roger's correct in the comments that.
Oh no, I was talking about a call up to
Oh, call
the
up?
Warriors. Yeah, if we were to ask them to come from Brazil, it's a little bit more difficult because
Right.
these guys oftentimes are kind of the stars of those international teams. So but I mean, it's fine. I just want to see him get a chance. Our season hopefully won't be made or broke. Yeah, made or broken by Gui Santos, being on the team or not, but still an interesting player. I'm really excited for Trevion Williams though. I like the way I think you mentioned his passing. I always like big men who can pass the ball. I always am interested in that. There's one thing that drew my attention to Marquise Chris too. Was he was a good passer in the half court. So a lob threat who has a little bit of court vision. That's always going to be a player that I'm interested in, especially for this system.
All right. So we talked about Trevion at the 1:10 mark. Yeah. Mac McClung is good. Please don't give me. Well, we have a couple PGs. That's why I prefer. Oh yeah. Well, Mac is definitely for training camp, and I think the Warriors will not sign anybody at the 15th unless somebody just plays crazy good in training camp during these preseason games.
Although, the tax is not continuous. It's not charged for each game or for each month or anything. It's just right at the end of the year. So,
good point. Yeah.
It may be possible. I mean, you have to pay the guys, but you don't have to pay the tax for them unless they're on your roster at the end of the regular season. So it could be a thing where it's an open spot that's filled in by a couple different guys depending on what the Warriors need.
Yeah, we looked that up actually a couple years ago. Had to look that one up.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. So that's it. All right. Well, if anybody has any other topics you want us to cover, go ahead and type them in the comments.
Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Rich, do you know who's taking over Mike Brown's spot?
Oh, so there's a little bit of musical chairs. So Kenny Atkinson took Mike Brown's spot, and then Jama took Kenny Atkinson's spot, which was a huge promotion for Jama. We're talking about a player development coach that, boom, is now third in line to be head coach, basically, should Steve and Kenny not be able to coach.
They both freak out and lose their temper or something at the ref.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. But now, who took Jama's spot as player development? I'm not quite sure. I guess I could look it up, but they'd probably just promote one of the Santa Cruz guys. There's a couple assistants that have been there forever. Seth Cooper himself. So we'll see. We'll see who's the G League coach this year as well. I just have a feeling that guys generally probably don't really want to coach G League because it's a difficult job to have, because you've got to try to win the game while also adhering to the big squad's ultimate goals, ulterior motives.
You can imagine the kind of like just players going in and out constantly, never really knowing who you're going to have on the team and everything. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm glad we were able to keep the main coaching staff together, though, after obviously Mike Brown and Barbosa left.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing.
So in other words,
and Livingston's in the front office, right?
Yeah, part-time.
Yeah.
And so I would be surprised if Seth Cooper was the G League coach again, because it's just a difficult role to have. Yeah, and then Gui Santos.
G League's a tough league, man.
Have to be bought out. What's that?
Oh no, it's just saying the G League's a tough league. Really is.
Yeah, through and through. Whether you're trying to win a game or whether you're trying to develop somebody for the big squad. Hey, Bruce Morrow's here.
Bruce
get cut. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about most likely to get cut is everybody who is not one of those guaranteed NBA regular contracts there. So that
we were just, I don't know if you heard this, but we were just listing out the 14, and I think that's probably going to be the 14. Unless, as Rich was saying, someone really, really kicks ass and takes a spot for themselves.
So there's Trevion Williams, there's Mac McClung, Pat Spencer, Jerome Robinson, and then we have the two-way guys. Lester Quinones and Quinndary will just basically have the role of Chiozza and Quinndary from last year. Congrats to Chiozza. He got at some kind of contract, at the very least, a training camp invite to, I think, the Nets. I'm not quite sure. But Chiozza's still out there. Let me check. Let's go searching. Here. Chris Chiozza. Wiki.
It may be possible, too, that let's see. I don't think, Jerome Robinson's probably too old, but Trevion Williams and Mac McClung are also available for two-way contracts, too, if they wanted to keep them around but didn't want to. Obviously, that means getting rid of probably Quinones. But if they really liked them but didn't want to carry the full tax penalty.
There's also the possibility of promoting Quinndary.
Yeah.
Quinndary Weatherspoon could get promoted to that 15th spot. Yeah, it should be interesting.
In terms of in terms of Wiseman, after the All-Star break is obviously something we can't say, yes, he will be, or no, he won't be. Like, there's no way for us to say that right now. But my guess is that Kerr really wants to keep Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, Green, and Looney together, because that has been the projected starting lineup since we got Wiggins. It has, right? Maybe Looney rose up a little bit, from 2020, but for the past, so that's 4 years now, right? Yeah. The question is more probably how many minutes will Wiseman be able to get up to by the time, we're coming out of the All-Star break and going into the March Madness playoff kind of run. And I would say you hope that's around. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we might not even play Draymond at center all that much during the regular season. You try and split that 48 minutes of center into pretty evenly into between Loon and Wise. So that's, I think, the starter off the bench. That's probably more of the goals. Just how many minutes can we trust James Wiseman to be out there playing, winning, like, hey, you're a plus on the plus minus, playing winning basketball with whatever other combinations are out there on the court. I think that's probably what they're going for. This is my guess, though. What do you think, Rich?
Oh, say that again, because I was busy typing.
Yeah, it was just the second part of his question was Wiseman getting the starting center spot. I was saying basically, I think the goal, if I was trying to predict, is that they don't really care about who's starting or not, although they probably want to keep Looney with the starters, just because that's been our very consistent starting line. It's Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Dre, and Loon. But I think the goal probably is more like, let's see if, at least during the regular season, if we can split 48 minutes of center between Looney and Wiseman and have them both out there playing, like, winning, plus on the plus minus style type basketball. Because, I mean, Wiseman's super talented, but the question is, like, if he's out there for 24, 30 minutes a night, are those good minutes? It's not whether he can put the ball in the hoop or anything like that, or rebound or whatever. It's, is he playing effectively? We know Loon is playing effectively, and it'd probably be good to play him less during the regular season if we can, and probably cut down how many minutes Draymond has to play at small ball 5, at least during the regular season too. So that's my biggest thing, is how many productive minutes can Wiseman play, especially after the All-Star break, going into the playoff push.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch, interesting to see how it develops. That's what's so great about basketball and the NBA. There's so many storylines, and one of them is going to be the development of Wiseman and just how that all takes shape, because we know what Looney can do. That's a known quantity, reliable quantity, championship DNA right there. But Looney also said he still would like to get another 82 games played. Now, is he going to go, crazy to get that number again? No, but still out there. If he can do it, he'd probably do it. And the great thing is he doesn't play a ton of minutes to begin with. So our lineup is so malleable, so flexible that we do have that luxury. And I love it when we go small and Draymond's the 5. I just love watching that type of basketball. But we can't play that all game.
I do too, but I would prefer not to do that too much during the regular season if we don't have to. It's just a lot of wear and tear on old Dre, So, let's see. I actually, Roger, I do think we can unilaterally terminate a two-way. That's a good word, unilaterally.
Yeah, we did that. We, meaning the Warriors, did that with who was it last season? Jeff Doughton.
Yep.
Got cut, and basically Quinndary took over for Jeff Doughton. So you can waive a two-way anytime you want. There's a lot of flexibility with that two-way. So yeah, the context of the Giannis quote was just that Giannis, he's all about championships, and so the context was more about just the goal of winning a championship, and who do you got to unseat? You got to unseat the Warriors, and and Steph is the best player in the world because he won a championship. So it was kind of along those lines. But we actually have the whole quote on our channel in there, and it's also time-stamped with that. Actually, let's go to it while we're on it. What are we, the 125 mark for Giannis? I'll write that down because I liked the other quote that everybody didn't report, except for me, because it was more team-oriented. And here it is. So we're going to go to this.
Have you ever
and we got the timestamps right here. So 40 seconds right here, about a minute. So let's listen to this.
That the best player in the world is Steph Curry. It's till the next player.
Till the next player.
Yes. I haven't lost it. I'm always gonna be desperate. I always try to maximize my potential, and like I'm blessed to be sitting in this seat, and I'm not gonna take that for granted. A lot of people take it for granted and get motivated by other things, but like I want to win championship in either any way or the other. I get it done. The feeling I felt, it was a nice feeling. And, I kind of got jealous of Golden State, seeing them in the parade and in the SPs and just like, that feeling now. You know what is getting stripped away from you. So hopefully God can bless us to win another one. But if not, that's the plan. But I'm going to try to do the right thing, work on my body, work with my team and try to win games and try to build good habits.
Yeah. I love it when Giannis takes the podium because he always goes back to that. Play the game the right way and build good habits. He always says that nearly every time. And it's akin to how Steph always says he enjoys the process in every single interview almost. So that's what I love about both Giannis and Steph is that basically they've got championship DNA, both of them.
I love the fact that we have a bunch of kind of old school dudes, it feels like right now too, not playing style wise, but just like they seem pretty loyal to the team that drafted them. They're all about winning. They're not about trying to push a narrative or anything like that. Not to diss any of the other players who are a little bit more of that, superstar AAU Nike like kind of type, but like Steph, Giannis, Jokic, Ja Morant, Lillard, like all those dudes. I just love that, I kind of disagree with you guys though. I don't think Giannis is playing head games. I think Steph Curry is Giannis's favorite player, and he's like, oh, I get to like suddenly say he's the best player in the world without anyone attacking me. I'm gonna couch it with like, well, they won, So
yeah,
I don't know. They've always had such a good relationship, and I think they just. I think they really, really like one another a lot. And Giannis is like, I get to say Steph's the best.
And I love
but
Giannis.
Also say I want to win championships. I'm not leaving. Don't worry,
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Giannis, man, because I'm a casual Bucks fan, during it was the bubble. During the bubble, man, I was hard on Giannis. You could probably see it in some tweets when I used to tweet still. I don't tweet anymore. But those playoffs, I was totally rooting for Giannis because I love him. But
yeah,
I was critical of the fact that it was starting to be too predictable of moves for him yes, he can get to the rim in one step from outside the key, but what about like just make a bucket in terms of what they give you? And I don't have the context of his development and what the Bucks deal with on a day-to-day basis. So I think I'm just a casual fan in terms of that. So there are probably reasons, but then the next season, man, wow, and then ever since that championship, his playoff performances where he's able to get buckets from pretty much all over the floor, it's just you don't really notice that incremental improvement, but wow, man, it's so impressive to me, because that incremental improvement to be able to score from almost any spot on the floor other than inside the arc really is just me as a basketball like X's and O's type guy. Like, man, I love that. It's just so impressive to take your game to, like fringe elite to now you're just elite. You're just elite.
And that was coming off winning 2 MVPs in a row, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
And it just felt like something clicked where he's like, oh, let me get rid of the ball. I can get to the rim, but everybody's focusing on me. Here you go. Here you go. And it's like, oh, that was a wide open shot in the corner. And it suddenly clicked one season, and he's been great since. Like, that's what happens when you're not there to be famous or even make money necessarily. You just love basketball and you're trying to figure out how to win. You have these little incremental things that suddenly just, it's kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, but in like a good way. I'm sure anybody who has children has noticed something about that too. Like you stand a kid up and they're kind of wobbling and they can't stand, and then one day they're just like, oh, now I can walk, and then they're running away from you screaming. I mean, there's just that one little, and then and then they just run with it. I feel like probably the same thing's going to happen with Jokic too, which is frightening, honestly.
That is
the same thing will happen with Ja. Hopefully the same thing will happen with Poole and Kuminga and Moody and Wiseman. So that's one of my favorite. Just watching players develop is incredibly fun too, just in terms of basketball, because it's so much more. There's so many things that a player has to do in this sport compared to soccer or football or baseball, where it's more like one position, batter, pitcher, outfielder, quarterback, lineman, whatever, Basketball, that's just, it's so much fun. And Giannis maybe did that the best of anybody since Steph, right?
Interesting.
Because Steph absolutely went through that.
Per usual, Dean Chambers.
These are my hot takes.
Yeah, I love it.
Giannis is a lovable guy. Yep.
How about we should just real quick, we're going to talk about Moody, and then we're going to talk about the Gold-Blooded documentary series on.
I had not even heard about that. I'm very excited though.
Cool. So we'll get to that, but let's do Moody real quick.
Yeah.
Let me lead off with something sort of out of the box here. What Moody recently posted on his Instagram stories, I wonder if I can access that or not. Instagram.com Moses Moody. Can I do that from the web? Let's take a look. Here we go. Watch this, guys. Oh.
Learners use mistakes as feedback.
He posted this inspirational video. Watch this. Or motivational speaker, I should say.
Elite I'm hearing in that, and this is what I've observed, that elite learners use mistakes as feedback. Elite performers take mistakes seriously, but not personally. Here's how an elite learner.
All right, so that's the end of the 15-second clip. But my point being, he's a 20-year-old kid who, by the way, has the same birthday as me. Anyways, here's a 20-year-old kid who posts this thing about, when you fail, you learn. And I just thought, man, he's so far ahead of his time. That's just one tiny example of that. I guess anybody can repost the motivational speaker clip, but still, for him to look at that and even in his, the last thing I'll say is, even in his interview, which let's go back to Moody's interview. Where are you, Moody? Bob Myers, Jordan Poole. There he is. He talks about, I got some battle wounds. So here we are. All of us are like, man, we won the finals, and what a great season that was. And Moody's talking about he had some battle wounds. Like, wow, like this kid really wants it. So that's my take so far. I'm impressed by that.
Well, sometimes being crazy enough and brave enough to stick with Klay when he's hurt, Draymond when he's all alone and doesn't look that good without Steph and Klay out there because the team isn't that good. Being so careful about who you let into your organization. Sometimes you just attract the right people. For instance, I really, really, really didn't want Moses Moody. I wanted, I didn't. Not that I didn't want Moody. I really, really I was hoping that we would have selected. Oh, what's his name? He's on the Pacers.
No, Pacers.
Duarte. Chris Duarte.
Oh, really? Really? Duarte. Oh, yeah. I was not.
He was taking one pick right before us.
I was not high on Duarte, but I think that I was somewhat biased in terms of a lot of other Warriors pundits wanted Duarte, and I like to be different. But I just wasn't impressed by the athleticism. But then Duarte made me eat my words when he had that great game against the Warriors, right? But I always like to draft wings and length, though. So that's just me.
Well, I love that he was super fiery, though.
I wouldn't have minded.
I love that he was super fiery and everything. However,
who Duarte was?
Getting Duarte, yeah. And he was a little bit more of a guard, point guard, shooting guard type rather than a wing. But Moody, the more and more I listen to him, it's just like, man, this guy is he's a little Klay-like, maybe personality wise, just like seemingly super laid back, but also I think he's just an absolute psychopath in a good way on the court. Because if he's talking about like how much it hurt winning a championship, how much the scars you get from winning, that's someone who really understands what it takes to need to win, And we not just the Warriors, but we as like the people who love this team, we just, man, it's like a torrent of just blessings and kind of good luck and and positivity, just all it's incredible, I mean, really, what's the worst part about being a Warriors fan? I don't know, the disrespect from the media. You go ask a Celtics fan how they're feeling right now, man. No offense, but
not to
damn.
go on a tangent, but like I can't stand it when certain types of Warriors fans on a certain Bluebird app just get so entitled, and that's the worst thing of the Warriors, I think. Let's see.
Maybe,
So we've
yeah.
got 10 minutes to go, so we definitely want to touch on the Gold-Blooded documentary that
Right.
SC brought up, but let's just go through some of these, Amy, with the praise of the of you. Also,
Friends of the court, but enemies in the
friends
court.
off the court. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's also true in rec leagues too, but I know people play less and less rec leagues because it's so dominated by youth leagues and stuff. But yeah, I would expect Moody to play a lot of wing. Let's just go right through these. Kuminga will be better than MJ. I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no.
Absolutely.
But
No
he doesn't
question.
need to be.
Already passed him.
He doesn't.
MJ didn't win a ring when he was a rookie. This is from JK too, by the way.
Comparison joy though, so be careful. Yeah. So JK is going to be great though. Chris Duarte here. He was one of the older ones. All right. So let's go back. Since we've only got 10 more minutes to go, I'm going to pull it up right here. Instagram.com NBA. We got to look at this preview. It just looks so good. I hope they don't demonetize me for this, but we'll see. Right here.
2009 NBA draft. The Golden State Warriors select
built through the draft.
Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that chance of the getting demonetized, but there were more the Warriors episode 1 of Gold-Blooded now on the NBA app. So you have to download the app. There's going to be 7 episodes, and my favorite part of the previews that they gave that I saw somewhere else was when Klay is about to enter the locker room after game 6, and he's like something to the effect of, "Where's the champagne at? Where's the champagne at?" And then boom. That brought, chills in Klay's favorite phrase. It brings chills. I get chills.
Yeah.
I get chills when I hear Klay saying that. Where's the champagne? Okay.
Yeah. For a couple days, I have to say, just talking about bringing chills, for a couple days after we won the championship, I would just, like, walking home from work, I would just say, MVP, Luka Magic. Whoop that trick. F Draymond, 4-time champs. And just like I couldn't believe that we went through that. I really couldn't believe that we won.
We should have had you.
That's one of the most impossible championships ever won. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Really. I would just like, I could feel the hairs rising on the back of my neck, and God, what a season, man.
We should have had a videographer on you after the finals. That would have been fun to just see you all hyped up.
Yeah, there've been a lot of bleeped out words and stuff.
All right, folks. So we'll do a giveaway on Friday. Because
we were just kidding, hard. Bruce, man. Chill.
It's hard to I still have all of right here next to my leg the same picture that you got last time. It's just been so hard, but I'm sorry. I'll keep trying little by little, 1% more, get to that. I gotta pack these things. Like, here's Bruce's book, Dynasties. But yeah, to find the right shape of a box to put this in, not that easy, honestly. I mean, I get a lot of Amazon stuff, but it's a certain size, And I'm hoping the bobbleheads actually are easier to put in those Amazon boxes so I can just get those out. But whoever got this Santa Cruz Kevin Durant one, good choice. I think it was I forget who it was, Don or one of them. But anyways, thanks everybody for coming on. We're gonna cut it now because Dean's building is gonna have I guess a rolling blackout over there, huh?
Yep. Gonna light some candles. Thank you for the light, by the way. That's gonna come in handy. So yeah. When's the next live stream, by the way?
Well, 3:00 a.m. Friday. Warriors against Wizards, baby. I will go ahead and pay the $6.99 on NBA TV. Maybe you think I can throw it on Twitch and do a small screen of it and get away with that? Who knows?
For an NBA, I mean, you might as well try. I don't think they'll be that. It won't be like a regular season game or something here, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be we'll be right here. You around for that Friday, Dean?
Well, I'll probably be able to watch it. I'm not sure. My parents are staying with me. I'm not sure I'll be able to comment at 3:00 in the morning, but I'll try. I'll do my best.
I'm gonna have to tell my neighbor. By the way, I'm gonna be up. Sorry. So thanks, guys.
Oh well, it's one day.
So with that, we'll end it now and check out the comments. I mean, check out the description. Sorry, the description in case you want to come back to this live stream, which by then won't be live anymore, but there'll be topics and timestamps in the description. So check those out and see you all Friday at 3 a.m. Pacific time.
And thank you all the regulars just showing up when there's not games and stuff. It's been really awesome.
We
really
hit triple digits, 100 concurrent. I thought we were going to get 20.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We'll do a giveaway on Friday. Get that rolling again. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody, and let's do it. Just us 1, 2, 3.
Just us. Yep.